Hey everyone, this is Armored, and today I'm gonna cover a very interesting fight between Mr. Jinzo from region 194, rather from the Alliance SSI from region 194. So basically, this overall the victory of this particular archipelago raid was with SSI, and then of course their allies Boone and Real, the prominent ones, and their opponents were of course ROK and then 59E among the top alliances that were against them. And Mr. Jinzo, he's one of the strongest players in the game, and I believe Mr. Gumo is even more strong than him. Of course, burning your opponent or their strongest player is always considered really symbolic in nature. But what it meant for them to burn Jinzo can be described in this scene that I will show you.
Is it worth it? Oh yeah, it's worth it. If you're strong enough.
But having said that, I would of course recommend that Mr. Jinzo should change his name, because of course most of people pronounce his name without using the N, and that does not look really good. But one thing that I really want to add up here is that Mr. Toto, he really ported in and he tried to help out his friend to swarm the rallies that were hurting him down. And of course, Gumo was the one who was tanking the rally with his Stella. And along with his Stella, he also had Mr. Gonzo from ANKD who was supporting him with his Julia and Bard rally. So they were actually quite strong. And then, of course, from the ROK side, you have Gumo himself, and then you had Mr. Ding Dong, who is also another incredibly strong player. They were killing off Toto as soon as he tried to moto down the rallies. So the rallies were they kept on going because Toto Moto was unable to do any Doto Moto to it. So this is the state of the game, or rather the rally. And Mr. JQ or Jinzo or Jizo, whatever you want to call him, and of course he's really strong, like 4 billion kill points. I think only two people have that in the game. So one is Mr. Jinzo and the other one is Changha, who is also from the same alliance, that is SSI. Imagine like Mr. Jinzo, Changha, then you have Toto on the same team, and then you also have Ace. Like these whales could be like a single man army in lower leagues, and nobody would be able to do much to them. And now these guys, together with other strong players, are currently part of SSI. And then they have also, I think, Mr. 857, who is also an incredibly strong player. But of course, there is only one alliance that can go up against them, and that is, of course, ROK. So here you can see he fell down to 266, and they were able to symbolically burn off this humongous player, a monster of a player actually. Like 2 billion kill points, 2.1 billion kill points on his T6, my dear lord. Most of us do not even have 2.1 billion resources of any type in our backpack. I have 24.7k food right now. If any one of you wants a donation, I can give it to you. But I will not give more than 1k food to any one of you. So now Mr. Gumo, people do not know about him, but he is super strong. Like this guy had around 5 billion kill points, 5.5 billion kill points during the pirate war in the current archipelago raid. Now the second best was at 3.9 billion. So this is a difference of 1.6 billion kill points. This is unimaginable. Like this guy was on a roll during this archipelago raid. Considering his strength,
Hey, I'm not surprised, mother.
The strength of these two teams right now. Like there are levels to this gameplay, or the whale ship, and then you have ROK, and then you have SSI, and then deep down you have DHX, maybe UOD, and then You can add the HNB, Boone, Royale, and these teams. All the other strong teams can be just a pitch below these two teams because these two teams right now are unbeatable. So thank you for watching, guys. Now
That
I
I
will
have
show you a
available.
couple of reports.
And this is by Mr. Gonzo from ANKD. And of course, Mr. Toto and then 857 were constantly trying to swarm down his rally. So the difference is not that much great, especially because this guy is insane if you look at it here. Level 10 on both his beasts, especially the Sabertooth, the golden one, the legendary one. And here you got a pup who is malnourished, who needs a little bit food. Maybe he got little food and now he is very skinny. More than a dog, he looks like a chicken. A chicken who cannot be even cut for to eat. So this is the state of the game. Now this guy is having 17 million troops. This thing is insane. Like unimaginable. And then of course he was able to cause 7.7 million deaths on the side of the other guy as well. And now Mr. Toto. Oh, wait a moment. Let me see the vehicles on both the monsters. So the difference here is indeed quite a lot. This guy is already maxed out on his riders. And then he has got level 20 on the rage and 21 on rider defense. And then of course 20 on range defense as well. So in comparison to Mr. Jinzo, Mr. Gonzo is having only 22 on his range, and then like this is not a good comparison, but maybe on armaments they can be close to each other. So that is not the case as well. So Mr. Jinzo. Okay, so Gonzo definitely has better devices. His horns are actually insane. Almost red everywhere. So this means his armaments are much better in comparison to Mr. Jinzo. So let's go down a little bit and check out Mr. Totomoto. I really like this guy. He's uber strong. Like maybe Kokobongo and him and Gumo and Mr. Ding Dong. They are the strongest players in the game right now. Look at this. Everything is 20 or 20 above. So Totomoto is definitely, most definitely an incredibly strong player. So I do not think I need to check his armaments. I'm quite sure they are going to be all red, as I predicted. So this is almost red everywhere. So this is like blood is flowing even before he touches you. So they should replace NTP on different servers and maybe place a squad of like the stronger players like Toto, maybe Save Me, Hans. These guys, their squads should be placed instead of the Antpeed, and you can rally them down, right? So these guys are really strong. Or maybe they can place their shelters with the troops inside and whatever they have in garrison and allow people to burn them for 30 minutes. And whoever is able to succeed, surely, oh dear lord. So he has maxed out Jack armaments also. But he's not using Jack. This is something funny. I think Jack is a good hero. But it does not seem like that he likes Jack. Mostly it's Sophie line for the damage reduction, of course, and then Marco and Bianca. These are being used, I believe, to buff up the squads and debuff them as well. And Chasey Felix, I do not need to explain this pair. This is an incredibly strong rider pair, probably the strongest one. Oh dear lord. 857, let's check his vehicles as well. So he also is having 25 on rider attack and then 24 on rider defense. So he's a rider based player, but otherwise he's also really, really strong. Marco Eneri, Bianca, same. Sophie and Ethan. So he's using one squad which is different to Mr. Toto. And yeah, Bodala and Doichi, I expected that. Okay, so he's using Chasey with my Shiranui, but he's not using Felix. So this is another difference that he has with Toto. So thank you for watching, guys. Have a good day, and I hope they replace Antipede with these guys' shelter. Of course, you do not get any deaths, but you are able to test out your squads or your rallies of your regions with these guys. So once again, thank you for watching. Enjoy the day. Have a good day, and go to sleep, you Panthat Barapis.